Hi, this is Ken Murphy, Program Manager for ArtsNL, and this is a walkthrough of the Professional Artist Travel Fund program on the new ArtsNL online application system. So once you've logged in as a professional arts group, is what I'm going to do this application as, you'll come to this screen here, and this is your grantee portal screen. It has 4 sections. The first is funding opportunities, which lists the programs you can apply to as a professional arts group. The second one will be My Applications, which would list any applications you've submitted or have in draft form in any of these programs. Requires attention. This would list any files that would need final reports or a grant acceptance contract submitted or something like that. A nomination support is only for Arts Awards nominations, so we won't talk about that today. So let's go into the Professional Artist Travel Fund. And as I said, I'm going to complete this as a professional arts group because it's a little more complicated for groups. But if you're an individual artist, it's the same form basically, just a few items you don't have to complete as an individual artist completing this form. So when you get into the application form itself, the first thing you have to do, as it tells you here, is click Save Draft, and that will actually start a brand new application for you. If you don't do that, it won't give you all the information, and it won't be clear what you have to submit. So now here we are, and we've got a file number now, so we've started an actual application already. So here, applicant details, we have all my personal information, the information about my groups that I'm applying for. If you're an individual, it will have the same individual information here as well. Now that's already completed, so we can click Save Draft, and we know that that's fine. Now, project information is next. So let's input some information here on the specific project. My discipline is going to be music. Let's say I'm a band. So the date I was invited to the event, let's say that's going to be March 26, 2018. Let's say it was the 20th, and that'll pop right in there for me. The date of departure. When am I actually going on this thing? Let's say it's going to be May 10th, 2018. And I'm going to be traveling to Halifax. And I'm going to showcase at an arts festival. And now we come to the detailed project description. Now, you can actually type everything in here, but what I recommend is doing what I've done here, which is doing up a project description in Word or some other document and just having that on your computer. It allows you a little more, you can do a little more with your document in a word processing program than you can do just by typing it into the system. Now, certainly if it's a very short description and you want to type it in, go right ahead. But this is what I recommend. My description is about a page long, and I feel better about having that in a document, in another document. So I can copy and paste that right in there. So there you see, it's there already. Now, moving down, the next step is to upload a letter of invitation from the organization inviting me. So I've saved those as well. These documents that I'm uploading, these next 3 documents, have to be in PDF format. So if someone's sending you a letter, make sure you put it in a Word document and save it as a PDF, and then have it on your computer to be able to upload to the system here. So here are my docs for uploading. And I'm going to have my letter of invitation. Here we go. So I select that, click Open, and there it is. It appears for me. So now I can close that, and I'll see in my form that, yeah, that arrived there, my fake letter of invitation. I recommend real letters of invitation myself, but for this purposes, we'll go with fake ones. Details, information about the event or history of the event. Again, that's an upload. I'll browse. It's bringing me right back to where I was. So, and I have event information here. I'll upload that. And now I see that that's there. And the next one, updated resume of key participants. And so we'll click on that. browse again, and these are my resumes of my 3 people in my band. So I can select all of those, just click Shift as you click on them, and it will bring them all up right away. And there they all are. I just close out that. And yep, there's all my resumes. And finally, a financial statement for my last completed year. Also has to be a PDF document. I'll go to my browsers so you can see how I've prepared it here for myself so that I can have easy access to it. And that's what I recommend you do. So you'll need, so that you can have those easily ready to upload. So keep them on your desktop or something like that is the easiest thing to do. I've made a little file, but if they're just on your desktop, that'll save you some time. Now let's look here. Yep, every time you see a red mark, that means you have to have something in there. So most of these are red marks, so red dots there. So we can save that draft. So my project information seems good. Now let's go to my budget. Now my budget information is going to ask me directly budget information. So the first thing you'll see here is kilometers. If you're doing driving and you need kilometers there as well for this event, you can include them here. So I'm thinking I'm maybe going to have to drive when I get there. So I'm going to put in 450 kilometers to get me where I have to go there. Fees, I won't have a lot of those because this is a travel grant. Equipment rental, I won't need that. I'll be bringing it with me. Taxi bus, so we may need taxis there. So I'm going to put about, well, actually we're going to rent a car. So I'll put in here car rental. And that's going to be $250. And I'm also going to have flights. And I've got quotes on those. Let's say I've quoted on those already, so they're going to be $2,876. And I'm going to have to add those myself. 2,876 plus 250. So that's going to be $3,126. Accommodations, I'm going to need 4 nights, and that's going to be about $400. So I'll put in my 400 here. Per diems are going to be $49 a day times 4 days times 3 people, and that's going to total 49 times 4 times $588. And I can see that this is going to cost me a lot, $4,276. So let's say I've got some earned income. So I'm going to have $2,000 in fees, and I'm going to have personal income as well, which is going to be $1,276.9. And oh, that should be 6. 1,276.9, and that will get us to $1,000. So for this particular travel outside the province, I can request up to $1,000. If the travel was within Newfoundland and Labrador, the max would be $750. So I've completed my budget. It balances to $1,000, so I'll click Save. And that's done. And then I can close that, and my budget is done. Here I can upload budget support documents. If I have quotes, like airline quotes or things like that, I can do that. And it's the same process as you would do for uploading the other information that you've already uploaded. and any optional detail budget. If you have a more detailed budget that you wanted to submit, you could certainly do that as well. Same process. Make sure it's saved as a PDF is the only thing. So I can save draft now, and that will save all the information I put in that tab already. Support materials. We can click on that, and I have a couple of support materials I can use here. One is a video link, and I want to show you how to do that because a lot of people, bands, would have websites or YouTube videos that they might want to share. So I can say yes, and it's going to ask me to input link number 1. And I actually find the easiest thing to do with that is to put it in a Word document, the link there, copy, and paste that there. Now, certainly you could search it online, open another tab in your browser and do that as well, and that's an easy thing to do as well. And I think I have some images as well. I just go back here and I'll find my image. Here's my image. I'm going to use Shakespeare. And that's an image that's already there, and that's a JPEG, so that's there as well. And that's my online image. You see, it's the same way as you would download the artist resumes or anything like that. It's just a very quick browse through your own materials. Now, we usually don't get a lot of information support material. I'm sorry, we don't get a lot of support material in the this kind of application. But if you have it, it's certainly, these are a full listing of the different types that you can submit. And you're certainly capable of doing that. As I say, save them on your desktop if you have them on your computer, and browse and copy and paste them in there. Now I'll save my draft. And now my last tab is the declaration. So this is why we have your email there, because your email is your confirmation of who you are in the system. And this basically just confirms that the information you're giving us is true, that you'll use the purposes as you say, that you'll use any funding for the purposes you say you will, that you'll promote and acknowledge ArtsNL for their funding for your travel, and that you're authorized by the membership, so all band members agree that you can complete this application, and that you accept the conditions of the PATF and accept the decisions of the assessment committee. And this confirms that you submitted all fauna reports, and that if you haven't, you will submit them. If you don't submit fauna reports, we won't be able to release your check, is basically what happens there. So I've read that. I say yes, I confirm that, and I'll save that draft. Again, every time you click something, save a draft. Now I think I've completed everything, so I'm going to hit submit, and hopefully, yes, application has been received. If it wasn't received, if it was incomplete, the system would show me a red tile, a red flag, and tell me exactly the section that was incomplete, and ask me to complete that. But I don't have to do that because I got it all right the first time. So that's your walkthrough of the Professional Artist Travel Fund application. As I said, if you're an individual, you just wouldn't have to put information like you just have one resume in there, or you'd only have, you wouldn't have to put information as much, one resume in there, and you wouldn't have to put in a financial statement either, which would make it much easier.